Right now on Good Morning America, first look, the reported ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran, what President Trump is now saying, how the markets are reacting, and what comes next.
A surprising turn after a horrifying crime in Texas. A FedEx driver charged with kidnapping and killing a little girl after dropping off a present at her home. The chilling image revealed in court.
Tax day just a week away. The new warnings about scammers using AI to steal your money.
New images from the Artemis 2 crew headed back from the moon after a fun astronaut reunion of sorts. Plus, the crew's wake-up music, now all the rage online.
Coming up, a major new push to hire more plumbers and electricians. The huge demand.
Caught on camera, the massive explosion at a world-famous bridge, and the employee arrested after this massive warehouse fire.
The mistake involving a $7 bag of Doritos.
And too cold for baseball? The boys of summer forced to make adjustments in the cold, but one team refuses to budge.
From ABC News, this is Good Morning America, First Look.
Good Wednesday morning, everyone. I'm Sophie Flay.
And I'm Hannah Batal. We're learning more about the ceasefire announced last night between the U.S. and Iran.
President Trump posting details overnight as stocks surge and oil prices plummet. Here's ABC's Lina Moise.
This morning, the world on watch with the U.S. and Iran agreeing last night to a 2-week ceasefire. Just hours after Iranian media reported people were forming human chains around power plants and bridges in response to President Trump's threats to attack infrastructure, Trump agreed to suspend the bombing and attack on Iran for a period of 2 weeks, saying his decision would depend on Iran agreeing to the complete, immediate, and safe opening of the Strait of Hormuz.
I think it certainly raises more questions than provides answers. But in a statement by the National Security Council, Iran's insisting that it maintains control of the Strait of Hormuz, that it continues the right to enrich uranium. That was one of the reasons for the war in the first place.
When asked about Iran's enriched uranium, Trump saying it will be perfectly taken care of, but he did not elaborate. After nearly 6 weeks of war, Iran claims the U.S. agreed to a list of concessions, but the White House did not immediately respond to those alleged concessions, only saying the negotiations will continue. President Trump says he believes China helped push Iran to the negotiating table. On social media overnight, he said the U.S. will be helping with the traffic buildup in the Strait of Hormuz. Iran can start the reconstruction process. We'll be just hanging around in order to make sure that everything goes well. I feel confident that it will. But oil tankers may not be passing through the strait just yet.
Just because Iran says it's safe, it's not just that the U.S. even agrees that it's safe. You have to convince these commercial shipping companies and those that insure them that it is. So the first ships that go through there, they may be escorted just to give them an added belief of security.
Still, oil prices plunging overnight in reaction to the deal and stocks soaring. Pakistan has offered to host U.S. and Iranian peace talks this Friday.
Part of negotiations is compromise. If both sides, regardless of the current rhetoric, go into that with that in mind, then we could end up with a diplomatically negotiated end to this. If it's not the case, then in 2 weeks, we're essentially right back to where we started.
The deal comes after bipartisan backlash over President Trump's rhetoric yesterday when he threatened a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again, if Iran failed to make a deal. Even a longtime Trump ally took issue with those words.
We are not at war with the Iranian people. We are trying to liberate them.
Another question in all of this is Israel's role. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he supports Trump's decision to suspend strikes in Iran, but he added the ceasefire does not include Israel's offensive in Lebanon. Hannah, Sophie.
Lionel, thanks. A Republican endorsed by President Trump will now fill the congressional seat in Georgia vacated by Marjorie Taylor Greene. Clay Fuller thanked Trump, who paved the way for his victory in a runoff election. It's a boost for Republicans' slim majority in the House. The other election-making headlines, liberals have expanded their control of the Wisconsin Supreme Court. Judge Chris Taylor winning a seat on the court after focusing on abortion rights.
We're learning more about a dramatic shooting involving immigration agents in Northern California. All of it caught on camera. ABC's Olivia Rubin has the details. Olivia, good morning.
Sophie, good morning. Immigration agents shot a man inside a car during a traffic stop near San Jose. Officials say agents approached the car to arrest Carlos Hernandez, an alleged gang member. They say Hernandez, quote, weaponized his vehicle and tried to run over an officer, and that's when they opened fire. Hernandez was shot in the arm. He's now in stable condition. His lawyers say he's engaged to a U.S. citizen, and advocates deny Hernandez has any gang affiliation. Meanwhile, another story we've been following. We told you yesterday that immigration officials detained the wife of a U.S. soldier in Louisiana. Officials said 22-year-old Annie Ramos entered the U.S. illegally as a toddler back in 2005 and failed to turn up for an immigration hearing. Well, they've now released her from custody, but she'll be required to wear an ankle monitor as the government continues removal proceedings against her. The couple recently married. Ramos says she's trying to obtain permanent residency. Hannah.
Olivia, thanks. Police in Oklahoma want to know why a 20-year-old man entered his former high school with a gun. He was confronted by several staff members at Pauls Valley High School, including Principal Kirk Moore, who was shot in the leg. No students were hurt. Moore is in stable condition. The suspect is in custody.
A new twist in a horrifying crime near Fort Worth, Texas. A delivery driver charged with kidnapping and killing a little girl after dropping off a present. The disturbing details revealed in court.
This morning, an unexpected guilty plea at the capital murder trial of a former FedEx driver accused of killing a 7-year-old Texas girl after delivering a Christmas gift to her home.
She was so much fun. She was a free spirit.
Prosecutors say back in 2022, Tanner Horner claimed as he was backing out of the driveway, he hit 7-year-old Athena Strand, allegedly telling investigators that Athena did not appear seriously injured, but fearing she'd tell her father what had happened. He panicked and strangled her.
I'll tell you, that little girl right there is a warrior. She fought with the strength of 100 men.
Prosecutors tell a different story. They claim Horner plotted the killing for days.
He knew what was going on. He drove through the scene that day. He drove right through the scene that day.
The jury yesterday saw this chilling image of Athena inside Horner's truck before the alleged murder. Now, a jury will decide if he'll spend the rest of his life in prison or face the death penalty.
And he was there 24 hours before on the same road at a different house with a different girl.
His lawyers claim Horner's autism, his struggle with mental health, and his exposure to lead paint should disqualify him from the death penalty.
Testing shows that he has 24 times the amount of lead that a person his age should have in his bones. You don't have to be a scientist or a doctor to know that lead has terrible effects on the brain.
Testimony resumes today as the jury considers Horner's sentence.
With only 1 week to go until tax day, the IRS is sounding the alarm about tax scams. Artificial intelligence is making it easier for fraudsters on the phone to sound more legit. They're using actual information about deductions and tax credits to try to steal your money. Here's one example of a scam.
This is a priority call. Please stay on the line. We're calling on behalf of the tax resolution team at IRS Debt Help Center regarding a matter tied to your tax record.
The message here, do not give out your personal information. The IRS never initiates contact by phone. There has been a huge increase in people getting scammed out of $100,000 or more.
Turning to the weather, 3 Major League Baseball games were moved to earlier start times because of the cold and the wind. The Royals, Orioles, and the Mets chose to avoid night games, but the Yankees still played last night with temperatures in the 30s. Let's check your Wednesday weather.
Good morning. Feels like February in the Northeast. Look at the sub-freezing temperatures from D.C. to New England. Freeze alerts, but we're seeing the warmth in the Midwest come east by the weekend. 60s, Boston and New York, 70s in D.C., even warmer into next week, a summer preview. Lots of rain still in Florida, especially in the East Coast from Port St. Lucie up to the Space Coast, up to 2 to 4 inches of rain. Speaking of the Space Coast, how about splashdown weather? Looking good. Just have to watch out for a few clouds, a little rain to the west. But otherwise, I think we're in good shape for Friday evening landing. That's your forecast. I'm ABC News senior meteorologist Lee Goldberg.
Coming up, the school bus driver arrested for what happened on the railroad tracks.
Also ahead, a major airline now restricting portable battery chargers on flights.
And new images from the Artemis II crew headed back from the moon, and the music the crew is now helping to inspire here on Earth.
Back now with a new effort to stop battery fires on planes. Southwest Airlines will soon limit passengers to one portable lithium charger on flights, and storing a charger in the overhead bins won't be allowed. Nearly 100 battery-related incidents were reported on planes last year.
Meanwhile, Southwest and Delta have become the latest airlines to raise their checked bag fees by $10, blaming higher fuel costs. They're now charging $45 for the first bag and $55 for a second, and a third bag on Delta will cost you $200.
The driver of this school bus in Florida has been fired. Police say she drove across railroad tracks even though the train warning system had been activated. The bus was then clipped by the train as it rolled through. The children were heard screaming during that close call, but no one was hurt. Police say the driver was heard saying, "Not going to stop for no train." She now faces child neglect and reckless driving charges. Let's turn now to new images from the Artemis II mission to the moon.
Yeah, along with a fun reunion of sorts and a music playlist that more people here on Earth are now waking up to.
As the Artemis II crew hurtles back to Earth, they're beaming back stunning images from the far side of the moon. This one, called EarthSet, showing the Earth peeking out from behind the moon. And this one, a crystal clear photo of our galaxy, the Milky Way.
They're just absolutely stunning, and we really hope that they are inspiring truly everyone in the world.
But NASA admits the road to a lunar landing still features some hurdles.
I think we have a couple of problems that we still need to work out, but Orion has shown itself to be a very capable capsule for beyond Earth orbit space travel.
The crew took a break to snap this selfie and take a call from the crew on the space station, checking in from about 260 miles above Earth.
Integrity, this is the International Space Station.
And it was a cosmic reunion of sorts between Crew 12 Commander Jessica Meir and Artemis II mission specialist Christina Cook, who made history with an all-female spacewalk back in 2019.
And Jessica, I always hoped we would be in space again together, but I never thought it would be like this.
Christina, I'm so happy that we are back in space together, even if we are, a few miles apart.
Back on Earth, fans are listening along to the playlist that Mission Control has been using to wake up the Artemis crew each day. Songs like Young and Six cover of Sleepyhead and CeeLo Green's Working Class Heroes. Seeing huge spikes in the number of streams on Spotify as people follow the crew's every move.
Might need to save to my playlist. Overnight, the crew tested equipment designed to help them maintain their blood pressure during the transition back into gravity. They come home Friday night.
Is it fair to say that they're space jamming?
Totally space jamming. Nice.
Coming up, a major new push to hire more plumbers and electricians with a huge demand.
But first, closing arguments at the trial of a doctor accused of trying to kill his wife on a hiking trail. Back now with dramatic video of a deadly explosion that briefly shut down the Bridge of the Americas over the Panama Canal. The massive fireball erupting from a fuel truck under the bridge. One person was killed. The cause of the blast is under investigation.
And check out this massive fire in Ontario, California, filled with paper products like Kleenex and Huggies diapers. The complex spanning 11 city blocks. A worker is now under arrest facing arson charges. No injuries reported.
Lawmakers are set to hear from Bill Gates about his ties to sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Gates is expected to sit for a closed-door interview with the House committee in June. He recently apologized for his relationship with Epstein, but he says he had no prior knowledge of Epstein's crimes.
Now to Hawaii and the trial of a doctor accused of trying to kill his wife.
Jurors are now deliberating after 3 weeks of testimony at the attempted murder trial of Hawaii doctor Gerhard Koenig.
The only thing that got him to stop was being caught red-handed.
Prosecutors say Koenig took his wife, Ariel, on a hike to celebrate her birthday with the sole intention of killing her to avoid a costly divorce. In closing arguments, prosecutors said Koenig chose the dangerous trail for a reason.
One push is all it would take on this trail. Nothing for her to grab onto. One push, and it's a tragic accident.
Prosecutors say when he failed to push her off a cliff, Koenig tried to inject her with a syringe before hitting her in the head with a rock.
The defendant swung this rock so hard that pieces of rock broke off into Ariel's scalp.
Koenig says his wife attacked him first after he confronted her about a relationship with her coworker. He claims he only hit her in self-defense, but prosecutors insist the evidence shows he hit her many times and with force.
He hit her again and again and again and again, and he only told you 2 times.
The defense accuses prosecutors of ignoring facts.
They are undeterred by the evidence. It doesn't matter what it shows. They're going to spin it in their favor.
His attorney pointing to a birthday card Koenig wrote to his wife the day of the hike, calling her the heart of the family.
You don't write a letter like this if you're planning to kill somebody 2 hours later.
Koenig faces life in prison if convicted. The jury could also consider lesser charges such as assault.
A wild bench-clearing brawl in baseball last night after a high pitch. The batter went after the Braves pitcher. Both players were ejected. The Braves manager helped break it all up by tackling the Angels player from behind.
Coming up, the mistake involving a $7 bag of Doritos.
Plus, Anna Wintour and Meryl Streep together as we learn something surprising about the new Devil Wears Prada movie.
Time to check the pulse. We begin with an awkward moment for Vice President J.D. Vance.
Yeah, so he's in Hungary rallying support for Prime Minister Viktor Orban. He called President Trump to address the crowd during an event, and then this happened.
Let's hope he actually answers. But this is going to be very embarrassing. All right.
I'm sorry, the person you were trying to reach has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet.
Okay. Try one more time.
President Trump hasn't set up his voicemail yet. Vance tried again, and the president did pick up. Next, Lowe's making a big bet on blue-collar workers.
The home improvement chain is investing $250 million to train electricians, plumbers, and carpenters, saying artificial intelligence can't climb a ladder and can't fix your roof. And consider this, 92% of construction firms are struggling to find talented workers. Next, the $7 Doritos mistake that wound up costing billions.
So a new report says Pepsi, which owns brands like Doritos, Cheetos, and Lay's, waited too long to slash prices once the snacks hits the $7 per bag range.
Bloomberg reports price cuts arrived too late and sales suffered, with Pepsi missing sales targets by $1 billion for 2 years. Next, a double take on the cover of Vogue.
So ahead of The Devil Wears Prada 2, Meryl Streep teamed up with Anna Wintour, the alleged inspiration for the iconic Miranda Priestley character in the movie. They were, of course, dressed in Prada.
Streep says it was hard to find designers to dress her in the first movie because everyone was afraid of offending Anna Wintour, but apparently not this time.
Next, the dog that's apparently got someplace to go.
And he let his owner know it by getting into the driver's seat and blowing the horn repeatedly. Witnesses definitely had a good laugh there.
And finally, a woodpecker looking for trouble landing on this police patrol car near Indianapolis, seemingly challenging the officer to take him into custody.
Checking more top stories, President Trump has agreed to a 2-week ceasefire with Iran ahead of negotiations, which are expected to begin Friday. Iran has insisted that it maintains control of the Strait of Hormuz as it reopens, but Trump says the U.S. will help with the traffic buildup in the strait. He did not elaborate.
An American journalist kidnapped in Baghdad last week has been freed. An Iranian-backed militia has released Shelley Kittleson, requiring that she leave Iraq immediately.
A man from Haiti accused of killing a woman with a hammer at a gas station in Southwest Florida is in the country illegally, according to Homeland Security. Officials say he entered the U.S. in 2022.
The Coast Guard has joined the search for a Michigan woman missing at sea in the Bahamas. Her husband says she fell overboard on the way to their yacht. Her daughter is demanding a full investigation.
Today's weather, clear in the west, storms in the plains, showers near the Great Lakes, and a freeze warning in the northeast.
And finally, nothing can stop this high school band in Ohio.
Here's Danny New.
A high school marching band just played its dream gig in Orlando despite a roller coaster 24 hours.
So you guys scrambled, figured this all out on Sunday, and then still performed at the same time Monday morning?
That's the crazy part. Marty Krall here is the band director for Ohio's Ashland High School, which 2 weeks ago had many of its instruments stolen the day before a scheduled performance at our parent company's Walt Disney World.
I got the phone call saying you need to come back here. I think we were robbed.
This all went down the morning after their 22-hour drive from Ohio when the truck driver discovered the locks were missing from the trailer. As you can see, the front had been ransacked and even the feathers from their hats were scattered everywhere. However, what was Marty's first reaction?
call the police first or start looking for instruments first?
Oh, I looked for instruments first. Absolutely.
Not wanting to let any kid miss their chance to play at Disney, Marty started visiting local music stores in the area, renting 15 of the 16 needed instruments. However, by that night, he still needed a saxophone, and one of the parents reached out to another Ohio high school on Facebook who happened to also be in town.
We pulled in about 12:30 in the morning, and they handed us a sax, like strangers, right? Like they just, here, take good care of it. We trust you. We're glad we could help.
Well, not too many hours later, every student in the Ashland Marching Band had an instrument and got to play You've Got a Friend in Me while strolling down Main Street, USA. And when they all returned after another 22-hour drive, the town welcomed them back with a police escort and a cheering crowd.
It's a good reminder of what makes Ashland so special.
For the record, guys, Marty is also working with the Sheriff's Office in Orange County to flag all the serial numbers of the stolen instruments. And in the meantime, the school is figuring everything out with insurance, and a GoFundMe's been set up as well.
I love it. That's your Good Morning America First Look.
Have a great day.